Hello, dear friends. Hi, Mary. How are you doing?
Todavía no estás en vivo.
Sí, aquí dice que sí.
Dos. Uno.
How are you doing? Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. So, I know that my glasses have a glare. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, it does it anyway. That's what happens when you have non-glary glary eyeglasses. So, I'll try to look at you like this. So these are scarves. And let me put my gloves on. This is a really nice Parisian set that we made. It's Anna called it Parisian Tour. So let me show you how cute these are. See, these are the driving gloves. These are the driving gloves, and this is the hat, and this is like the French scarf. I hope you can see it. See? Hi, Tooth Fairy. How are you doing? Hi, Joanne Cortese.
She's on Instagram too.
How are you doing? All right, so you already saw my set. See how cute. Anne is putting a link on this set. So
it's 50% off right now.
Here's Anna. Let me show you.
Early Black Friday sale. We're not gonna do just Black Friday. We're gonna start right now.
See?
Until the end of the month. So the Parisian tour set is 50%
off. So let me. I've made a ginger cookie. Ginger cookie dough. An early Christmas cookie candy making day on Saturday. That is fun.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
From France, Joanne. Good checking in from France. Bonjour, Joanne. Thank you, thank you. Ça va bien? Siri, my name is Edith, and I'm from Israel. How are you?
Welcome.
I want that send, says Mary Lloyd.
Okay, I'll send it to her.
So it is supposed to be cold in many, many places. It's not here, but it's very nice. It's very nice here. It's not as warm. It's not as hot. So in the morning, I need a little sweater, like very. It's short sleeve sweater, but it's still a sweater. Anyway, oh, Mary Lloyd says, set, not send. Okay. Cookie making day. Yes. Anyway, let's talk about metric system compared to inches and feet. And when I moved to the United States, when my husband was doing his residency in psychiatry, I was doing interior decorating, and everything that I learned in Mexico as far as interior decorating was in meters, centimeters, millimeters, which is the metric system. And I had no idea on how to use feet and inches, and it was very strange to me to 12 inches to a foot and 3 feet to a yard, and it was like, what? Anyway, since I was raised in Mexico, so you can imagine how difficult that was. And, the whole world uses the metric system. And it's very funny because, like, there's the FPS, which is the length, then the foot, inches, and yards, it is the length, time, and mass. So let's talk about length. So usually yarn comes on, for example, this one says, thank God that it says on feet and also meters. And it comes also on ounces, grams and ounces. So 100 grams is 3.5 ounces. So thank God for these people. These are the knit crate people. This is their yarn. Let me show you the new one. This is knit crate's new yarn. See how pretty that is.
It's not from them. It's one of the companies they partner.
Yes. Okay. Knit crate sends it. And so this is very nice yarn, but see, they always put the feet and the yards and what needles. So instructions like this are very important to have, and it says 225 yards, the same as 205 meters. And we are used to, in the rest of the world, not in the United States, but in the rest of the world, we're used to meters. And Mary Lloyd understands this because she was in the military. She was a helicopter pilot. And the military uses the metric system. Thank God. And in Europe, for example, they say it's 23 hours or it's 13 hours and 50 minutes. So it's the military system of counting time. It's 12 and then 13, 14, 15, 16, etc. 24 up to 24. So this is in Europe. They count everything in time. They count it as military. Like the train will leave at 15:05 hours. So like that, there's no problem with it with whether it's a 3 or you know what I mean. So very important that you know how much is the length of your yarn or the length of the product that you knitted. So Anna has the system of putting a little tag on. Let me the sample. Okay, Anna has a system. See, I used to have it, but it became too many. So she has, for example, she has this swatch with this stitch with the yarn, and she has all the information there. Isn't that neat? So that she has the information, so she knows what yarn it is, its chunking, and the needles that she used, and the whole thing. So if you make a project, I usually kept a notebook, and I would write down how many skeins of yarn it took, how many, if you want to change yarns and not use that precise one, you need to write down how many yards or meters it took to finish the product. So even if you use this yarn and you want to change to another, let's see if this is a worsted. Yes, this is a worsted yarn. So if you want to use another worsted yarn, at least you know how many yards it should have, because there are worsted and worsted. Some of them are thicker than others, and we know that by experience. So this worsted yarn, write down how many inches it gives you per inch, how many stitches it gives you per inch, or centimeters. Remember, 10 centimeters is the same as 4 inches. another way of knowing how much yarn you have, and measurements, as far as measurements, is weighing your yarn. So if you have a scale, usually scales come in kilos and in ounces. So this one you can change from kilos to ounces, and you put your yarn on top and measure, or maybe the sweater, you put it on top of here, see how much it weighs, and then you know that you need the same amount of yarn to knit with another yarn, or whatever you wish to know. But measurements, the majority of us in the world use the meters, millimeters, centimeters, and only in the United States is it like inches. And so thank God that yarn companies are doing it in both. But the United States really needs to start thinking about joining the world on things that everybody does. I know they want to be unique, and that's okay. It's respectable, but it is kind of difficult to understand inches for the rest of us. So what you want to do is, if your sweater weighs 1.50 kilograms, you have to transform it into how many, into a weight program. So weigh everything. It is very important to know that. So, or please use yards and centimeters and millimeters and all that kind of thing to know how much your project is going to take. Your swatch should be able to tell you. So make your swatch, see how many centimeters or square centimeters it gives you for the amount of yarn that you're using. You can do that also, the same way you know how many stitches you need per inch, or how many stitches you need for 4 inches. So the same thing is what you do. We are distracted. I'm so sorry. We are a little bit distracted for something that is happening outside. So I will tell you about it later.
Yeah, Thanks. This is concerning.
So they are arresting someone outside, and there's the military, the Mexican army is outside arresting someone. This is supposed to be a very quiet little town. And it's a big, they have been around for the last 2 days, and there's something going on anyway. I think there's Verona is. So we're going to keep this short, and we're going to excuse ourselves because it's there's something going on. But please, yards and inches, convert it into metric system, because a lot of information, a lot of Mexican products, a lot of Mexican instructions come in meters and millimeters and centimeters. So very important to know those things. And study the, like kilometer. A kilometer is different from a mile. So thank you very much for being with us, and we love you all, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you.